Good morning, everyone. I'm Julianna, Jaffe Leven, and I'm so happy you're here joining me for Awakening Wednesdays, where we plant seeds of possibility and explore tools that help you to come closer to your truest heart, your truest self, your voice that tells you the truth inside, and tools on how to follow it, helping you to create a happier, easier, more love-filled life. So as always, I'd like to begin by inviting you to just be with the sound and allow it to trail off, and maybe close your eyes and allow yourself to go a little deeper inside and leave all the noise for a few minutes. Isn't that wonderful? As I was with the sound, I realized that it creates exactly what I was going to talk about today. I wanted to follow up from last week. For those of you who saw last week's video, I was having a rough morning. And in the video, I explored some of the tools that I was using to help me through that rough time. First of all, becoming aware, allowing myself to breathe. In the breathing, getting a little space. Allowing myself to be one step back, observing what was happening. It was incredibly effective. And what it did was create something that I want to talk about today. There are two words I really want to introduce to the conversation. One is spaciousness, and the other is allowing. And so in what happened last week, what I did was create some spaciousness. You know, when we're in a rough situation or we're very, very busy, we kind of squeeze ourselves and there's no room. There's just no room. So that morning with what happened for me, and I was getting agitated and I started to get like this, there was no room. I was kind of smashed up against what was happening. It takes my breath away. I can't think clearly. I can't feel anything except the agitation. Maybe some anger is that agitation. You know, we get going and we tell our story and it turns into anger. In doing the breathing, just some simple breaths, a version of what we just did with the chimes, but just taking a breath and allowing it to go. Really focusing on that exhale and allowing the exhale to come all the way to the end and then trail off. So let's do that together. Just 2 breaths, okay? Allowing the inhale to come easily and effortlessly. If we do that in life, maybe 3 to 5 times, you'll find your nervous system just kind of has a chance to start to settle. And then that spaciousness opens up. In that spaciousness, there's opportunity. There's all kinds of options and possibilities. I always use the metaphor that you can't pour something into a bowl that's full. And most of us, with our fear-based living, are wanting to control things, are growing up in a very goal-oriented culture that says, you got to do it. Set your goal, make it happen, come on, let's go. And I was a master doer. Okay, what do I need to do? Let's make it happen, let's go, come on. And what it does is it puts us in a place where we're trying to control everything that's going on. And most often we're coming from what my dear friend calls our lizard brain. We're in survival mode. And there's no room for the next word I want to introduce, which is allowing. Allowing is so important. So when we create this spaciousness, and we've kind of calmed our nervous system like we did with our breathing, and we just sit there. And sometimes the best thing we can do is just sit there for a little while. And instead of thinking really, really hard, just breathing in and listening to our inner self, that intuitive voice we've been introducing and talking about. And just breathe. And maybe some ideas come. Some ideas we wouldn't have thought. And just all of a sudden they're there. And in the allowing, one of the ways to work with it is, what's my one next step? The Buddhists talk about this. Your next right step. So I'm sitting here right now, and this situation exists. Instead of trying to do the whole thing, I love somebody else talks about, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? Just take one nibble. What's the next thing I want to do in regards to this? Oh, I think I need some more information. I'm going to make one phone call, and I'm not going to think about what comes after that phone call. I'm just going to make the one phone call and get information. And then I'm going to sit with the information that comes. I'm going to breathe. Create some spaciousness. And see what my next step is. And allow. Allow the situation to unfold in front of you. What I found with the situation I had yesterday, that nothing was as urgent as someone presented it to be. They had created an urgency, and without awareness, I had taken that urgency on. While the situation was important, it wasn't urgent. Life rarely is in our modern life. Rarely are we in a situation of, in that moment, life and death. We might have things that could be, an illness that's life-threatening in the long term, whatever, but not right this second. Right this second, they're not something I'm going to do right this second that's going to change the whole course of my life. So if I can take a moment and breathe, create some spaciousness, step into allowing, and listen, what's my next right step? Life goes a lot smoother. I wish you all a gentle, ease-filled, and delightful week. I'll see you next week. I'll be on the road. I will be with you from Maryland next week. Take good care. Bye now.